Welcome to Holland, New York. We are Rose Forestry. This is my wife Ashley Rose, our baby Piper Rose. Oh yeah, we got Bailey and Tundra Rose too here. These are our log dogs. And I'm Greg Rose. Nice to meet everybody here in the Norwood family. I cut logs of this size on a daily, weekly basis. So I've been doing this for 4 years now. This sawmill's been holding up great with proper maintenance, and we'll have no problem with this large walnut log here today. I chose the HD36 so I could cut large, weird, big logs. We have a triple crotch at the end of this log, so we're looking at about a 32 to 33 inch wide slab by the time we're done. If you were to grade this log out in the commercial log market, it would be considered less than pallet quality. We are going to saw this log into something that will sell for almost as much money as a select grade A piece of wood. I have to position this log in one way in order to get the correct cut. I'd rather trim off of one side too, you know, because then you could always book match this side and cut that off. Good right there. I had one I did last year in at the Arbor Day downtown Buffalo. It was a burrow. It was a 36-inch log, and it was 36 inches the whole way down. I got halfway through the log and I had it stuck. It was so big, but I got through it, and I just trimmed a little bark off the edges, and we did it. And those slabs I have are 30. They're like 34. All the way down straight. So those are in the kiln right now, and when those come out, I'm sure those will go real quick. Well, when you're cutting a log of this size, it's round but it's not straight, and typically most sawmills are set up for cutting straight round logs. The dog systems are flexible, so when I get a log of this size on, I can still lock it down quickly without moving things or readjusting things. So when we cut these live edge slabs, a lot of times we lay them out to get a good width and a nice wide board. This log was laid on its side, so we were going to cut through the horizontally across the crotch to get the crotch character in the pieces and that we're not cutting it out. These cuts we'll be making through this knot will be about 30 to 32 inches wide. This piece right here will sell for $400 to $500, kiln dried. You know, right now I'd let it go for $200. And that's a nice flat cut too. There's not going to be a lot of extra surfacing when you get that into the wood shop. We went through 3 crotches, 3 knots, huge knots on this tree, and we have a nice straight cut. So you keep a sharp blade, good quality blades, and you'll have a lot of customers. That'd be a better one. Oh, that was the log? I thought that was the dog. There you go.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, see what we got.
I can already tell it's going to be beautiful.
How's
That's
that
for
grain
sure.
look?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite, black walnut.
Yeah.
Personal favorite.
Woodworkers are creating whole businesses off of live edge lumber right now. It is a unique and trending item with less waste and more money being made cutting live edge right now, following that market. So we do all sorts of options here, and we can sell it right away because sometimes wood like this is hard to get a hold of, so people will come and get it right off the mill. Cutting it the way we are now, these defects are now considered character, and with 3 separate crotch unions where this tree came together, you're going to get curl and figure all through there. So to cut it out would be a huge waste for a lot of woodworkers. People would cringe over the fact of wasting this log. Once this finishes on here, this is going to be a $500 slab, kiln dried, and then it could turn into a $5,000 table. So a lot of times when you set up your live edge logs for big slabs, keep in mind you want to try to take off your widest sections first on your top half of your log, depending on how it lays out that way. But if you can get your widest cuts off first, once you flip the log, you'll have an easier time finishing it out. So we're going to flip this log with Norwood's patented winch system here that they use for loading and turning logs, and we're going to do a 180 flip. So you're going to want to pull your receiver out about 12 to 14 inches here. Then you can install your winch crane in the slot, and we'll run our cable all the way around the log. Hook goes onto the end of the cable, and we'll set the hook towards the outside. Once we have a bite, you want to make sure this hook bites. You can start your rotation. Norwood's winch. To do this by hand with a PV, you would almost need 2 guys to safely do it and to turn the log evenly. Otherwise, you center your cable, and this is how easy it is. It's so easy, I can smile while turning this log and not grunt. So now I'm almost to the tipping point. Give it a few extra cranks. Alright, so now the log's going to go, but now the cable's still holding it. And then you can release your winch, and you can let it go down on its own. There we go. And now we'll lock that log down. Set my crane off to the side. Now we have Norwood's dog system all up, standing up right now. The great thing about these, they can be adjusted up and down and in and out. This log we're going to want to position so we'll finish all of our cuts in one spot. The log has a gentle curve on the inside here, and then we have our wide point out on this end. So get that pulled out. Okay, we're going to give those one click because we're going to leave a 2-inch slab at the end. So right now that dog is set to finish cutting the log. Now that that dog is set, I can push this one in to give us the clearance. And since this dog is out, piece of cake, boom, adjusted. There we go. Now we're ready, solid, to have clearance. And we have our clearance. Nice smooth cut. 2 1/4 slab. Oh yeah.
Grandma's heading out now, so she can be here a little early so we can go down to the store.
Okay, great.
And then, so we won't take pipes because that's in the store. We'll just head.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't even flinch.
Good. There we go. It's really satisfying when you get it back into log form. I did that just to put it back together again. Some people like to buy them all in one lot to match up the book match size and grain. Go. There it is. Looking at the boards here and the arrangement, a lot of our nicer, wider slabs are towards the center. We have these 2 outer jacket boards, which are not as thick, and they have a lot of sapwood in them. Typically, sapwood is cut out of walnut to cut to grade, and it always dries a little differently than the heartwood. So we're not going to put too much of a value on these top and bottom piece. They're going to stay on the stack to help the stack dry out properly, and they're going to preserve the center boards from getting too much weather or moisture from the outdoor elements as they dry. And these center slabs here, it's ranging from 24 to 31 inches wide, and kiln dried black walnut live edge slabs. So we've got 6 pieces here, and you'd be looking at about $1,800, and kiln dried lumber right here in the center of this tree in about a year.